Now that we're going live, let's go back. Excellent. So this is Relaxed Teams, and we have a very special guest here today for our September live stream. We are doing it a little bit early for our charitable piece of the organization because they will be extremely busy come September. So without any further ado, I want to turn over the mic to Allison. Allison, would you like to explain a little bit about your organization, who you are, what you do, and then I'll fill in some color at the end. All right. Thanks, Allison.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Dennis. I appreciate your very generous offer to help us with our work. I'm the mother of Wells Remy Crowther, who was a 24-year-old equities trader for Sandler O'Neill and Partners at the World Trade Center. He was at his desk on September 11th of 2001, and so he was there when the attacks began. Wells was not only an equities trader, but he was a fully trained volunteer firefighter and member of Empire Hook and Ladder Company. So although Wells never made it alive out of the scene, he did save at least 12. It's been documented that he saved 12 lives from the 2 World Trade Center, the South Tower Sky Lobby, by making multiple trips from the Sky Lobby down to about the 61st floor, guiding victims down, carrying a woman over his shoulder down those flights of stairs, and then putting her down and saying to Ling Young, who was the first of the group he rescued, you go on ahead, I have to go back up, there are more people, I can help. So he left them, he turned around, there was clear air, he said, you keep going, you'll be safe now. And they kept going. They ended up meeting firefighters on the 40th floor where there were elevators still working, and Ling and her group made it out. So Wells went back up into that terrible scene, and he found Judy Ween and a group of people she was with. She's the other eyewitness that I was able to connect up with right away. And she reported that he ran around putting out small fires, administering aid to some people, and he said to everyone each time, get up and follow me now. There are people here you can help, there are people here you cannot help, but get up and follow me now. And he directed them to the stairwell, also toward safety. He was ultimately found with Donald Burns, who was instant commander of the South Tower for the FDNY, and his men. So he'd actually gotten all the way down to the ground level of the building in that time. And they were caught up in the collapse of the building, so that's when they were killed. They reportedly had a jaws of life, a Hearst tool, and they were going back into the scene to cut people out of elevators or wherever. Wells was the only trained firefighter who had been actually on the scene at the Sky Lobby and been able to get down. So he knew well what the scene was there, and I guess if the tower hadn't collapsed, they would have made it up there to help even more people, but they were all killed when it collapsed. So we were very blessed to find out his story, which I pieced together those clues in the New York Times article, Fighting to Live as the Tower Died, when it came out in for Memorial Weekend of 2002. And that's how we put Wells's story together. I contacted the women mentioned in the article, Ling Young and Judy Ween, and they confirmed. So this was a devastating thing for our family. Wells was beloved, wonderful son, so good, happy with his career, although he had been talking about being a little impatient with sitting in front of a computer all day long and thinking maybe he should join the FDNY. Well, he ended up joining them that day and was made a posthumous member of the FDNY some years later, at any rate. So what do you do with a situation like this? I knew, first of all, that I did not want my our two daughters, our older daughter was at St. John's Law School on a $20,000 a year presidential scholarship. It was her first year. She just graduated from Boston College, as all our children did. And she just started at St. John's in August of that year. And then our other daughter was training to be a classical ballerina at a very high level with people from New York City Ballet and American Ballet Theater. And they both changed their lives, but landed wonderfully on their feet, so that they're quite happy and successful now, which was a blessing. But at any rate, the first thing really we decided to do, and this is the organization I'm going to talk about, is establish a charitable trust in our son's memory. So this is the Wells Remy Crowther Charitable Trust. The mission of the trust is to assist young people to become exemplary adults through education, recreation, health, and character development. So these are the guiding principles that help us define organizations to which we give support. We've set up a number of scholarships that we give annually, and we've identified some key organizations to which we donate annually. We have a website, www.crowthertrust.org. You can find out all about us and the organizations to which we donate on that website. You can also find if you did not see the dedication ceremony of the 9/11 Museum and Memorial and Museum that was in 2014, I believe, May 15th, 2014. President Obama chose our son's story to talk about twice during that beautiful dedication ceremony. So that was very special indeed. At any rate, so along the way, I was also contacted. Well, of course, Tom Rinaldi wrote the producer of a beautiful ESPN program called The Man, the Red Bandana. The producer was Drew Gallagher, who was a friend of our son's at Boston College, who contacted us. And he engaged Tom Rinaldi, who wrote the commentary, the copy for the ESPN documentary. It's absolutely beautiful. He went on to write 2 books called The Red Bandana. And actually, Tom and I are going at the Sonoma Valley Authors Festival this weekend, where he's going to be presenting about his book there, and we're going to speak at schools. I travel around the country speaking to schools. I've traveled to Amman, Jordan, and to speak to leaders from 5 Arab countries about Wells and their desire to teach their children to become more compassionate and caring of others. In 2011, another friend of our son's, Tim Epstein, who's an attorney in Chicago, reached out to me. He was an advisor for the Fetzer Institute, which is based in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And we were invited to give a proposal for our next creative step, wrapped around love and forgiveness. That was the theme. And so we did, and the Fetzer Institute, I said, we need a curriculum to teach character lessons. And so the Fetzer Institute granted us a very generous grant to produce the Red Bandana Project, where we study lessons on leadership, caring for others, team, the power of one, bridging divides, forgiveness, and carpe diem. These are the themes I touch on when I go out and I travel around the country to speak to young people and to corporations as well. So how to help us? There's so much of what we've done over the last 20 years that it's hard to put it in a short period of time, but how to help us, how to help our trust. I think the best way would be to check out Boston College. Every year they organize a Red Bandana run at BC. It is the single largest fundraiser for our organization. Tickets to join are like $25 for students, $30 for adults. But what they do is they have the kickoff at Boston College on campus, and then they run this program for 2 weeks. So people are able to sign up and join. We send them a red bandana gator as a thank you. And they can form their own teams and get other people to join. They can choose any time that's convenient for them within this 2-week time period. And all that money that's raised they donate to the trust, and we use to support our charitable work. So if you would like, excuse me, if you would like to participate in that, to form teams, to join up, just visit bc.edu, that's the Boston College website, and search Red Bandana Run. Registration, I believe, is open now. The kickoff is going to be Saturday, October 23rd, and the virtual run will be through November 4th. So we would love to have your participation, build teams, get out there. You don't have to run. You can walk if you want, or just sign up and sit on your couch. We don't care, but but it's a wonderful event, and it's just been such a huge success. And the mission of Boston College is a man and woman for others, and they just embrace Wells's story as being a perfect example of that for their students and for the world. So thank you all very much for your time and your attention, and I hope maybe someday I can meet you.
Well,
Take care.
we definitely want to help. We'll make sure we get that link out there. And something that we want to do is we want to make sure that, just like how they companies turn their logos orange or pink in October and different things, we want to make sure that everyone remembers the red bandana and has that throughout September. Just in general, we don't ever want September to be forgotten, and mostly we want to make sure that the great work that you're doing all year round gets found, and gets noticed, and goes through. So we definitely want to be able to have teams join those runs and help to spread your run, not just from the campus of Boston College, but throughout nationwide. That's our long goal over the next couple of years, and we want to try to help you do that.
Thank you. That would be so wonderful. I really appreciate it. And it adds the fuel to our fire of what we're able to do to help other people in so many ways. So I really appreciate it, Dennis. Thank you so very much. And
it's an amazing story, and we'll cut it off now so we both don't start tearing up. So I just want to thank you for raising an amazing child, for everything you've done. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you all.
God bless. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So let me